Well, all right. It looks like it is a few minutes actually past 8:20. So let's get started with our 2019-2020 Hoops Premium Stock Basketball Random Player 2 Hanger Box Break number 3. Just like with all of our random player breaks, we list everybody in random.org in the order of which they order their spots. We'll randomize that list 5 times and then match that up against an alphabetical player list from the product. Good luck, everybody. Once, twice, 3 times, 4, and lucky number 5. And we've got Mike in the top 2 spots. And who's in the Zion spot? Got Josh in the Zion spot. We'll blow up our list a little bit. Move it over to the right. Sort of everybody's names. And we'll scroll briefly through the lists. And then we'll tear into our boxes and see what we get. Yeah, I saw that, Brian. I saw where you were at the bottom on the 4th go round. Yeah, I'm wondering, Mark, how quick the megas will escalate this year. Like I know pretty quick upon release last year they were kind of 50-ish, 60-ish per box, and kind of stayed that way for quite a while. And then recently they've kind of climbed up in the 80, 90, $100 range. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad that you mentioned that. You know, sometimes I do. I'm showing it on my other screen. I'm just not showing it to you all. Sorry about that. Thanks for putting that in the chat. I would have just kept on scrolling down the list, Brian, for the next 5 minutes. We've got to that point in the evening. But yeah, I think the megas will be nice. I'm looking forward to those, Mark. If I can scoop some of those up, that's definitely from my, kind of what I'm thinking ahead. I would definitely like to. I wouldn't be offended if I could come into about 8 or 9 of those mega boxes, and we could almost run weekly with those. That's kind of what I'm anticipating. Is that once those come out, we'll probably run one of those every week or every other week at the very least. I don't know. We'll see how much of an appetite everybody has for Bowman, but in my mind, that's kind of the plan that I've got right now. Well, you got Jaw. I mean, you didn't get Zion, but you did get Jaw. I'm glad you reminded me to flip the list over. As we all know, I do that from time to time where I forget to. Where I'm seeing it just fine on my monitor, but then you all are not seeing it. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to what's coming out. I feel like we're going to have a really good like 2 to 3 month stretch. We're going to have select football coming up. I'm really looking forward to Prism Draft football. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure we'll have blasters and megas going for that. Yeah, you got Braun too. Not too shabby there. And then with baseball, we'll have a new tier 1. We'll have Clearly Authentic. We'll have Bowman, which will be great. But I think the next few months are going to be really nice. Still be running Donruss Optic football week in, week out. We'll throw Select in the mix once it starts, and I've heard there are retail SKUs for that. I haven't heard anything else about it. I guess I should have just asked somebody there, since I know most of them, but I haven't. I don't like doing that. I don't like asking for information ahead of the public. It seems like a jerky thing to do. And I don't like asking my friends that kind of stuff. And it's not that big of a deal. I'll find out when I find out. But I'm still giddy in anticipation of select retail SKUs. So we'll be breaking some of that for sure. How much will depend on the way the SKUs are set up. If they're set up like the Prism Megas and the Optic Megas, we're definitely going to be doing some of that. Honestly, I don't have enough hours to break all the stuff I want. But I'm getting ready to reconfigure my office, my home office, which is where I break in, to where I'll have a break set up that's kind of permanently set up that I can break at any time. I don't have to set up the room necessarily. It will already be set up, because I would like to break on Wednesdays occasionally. I know I did that like between Thanksgiving and Christmas last year. I did some Wednesday stuff. Really, I was just testing the waters to see if anybody would buy spots. I just wanted to see if anybody would break with us on a Wednesday, and they did. So I would like to do that from time to time. Not necessarily every week, but on release day of a nice product, like if Triple Threads comes out on a Wednesday, I'd like to break a couple boxes, do a random player, random team at least. I think that would be cool. I think there's enough people that would buy spots in it to make it a viable thing. So yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see how baseball ends up being priced once things kind of get out in the market. And we already know that basketball is going to be crazy. All of it's going to be crazy. Any 2021, So I'm kind of holding my breath with that. We might end up breaking hoops basketball all year because it's the only thing that's affordable. Hopefully not, but we're just going to have to kind of see as things come out and what the market does to things, and access to retail SKUs, because the hobby stuff's priced insane. I thought Donruss looked really nice. I was pleasantly surprised. I have a real hard time with unlicensed Donruss Space brand. It bothers me. It bothers me so much. And I did that brand for several years while I was there, and it's always been my favorite brand. I grew up with it as a child. 81 Donruss was my first set that I built when I was like 8 years old. So it's one of those it's one of those emotional things where I usually don't even look at Donruss because it bothers me because it's unlicensed, and I'm sure not going to break it. That's one of those on my will not break list. But I'm not going to break Donruss baseball ever, not unlicensed. Yeah, I feel like 2021 will be the year of the mega box, the retail mega box. For me, it will be, I think. I'm awful fond of the configuration, and they're somewhat attainable. Yeah, I'll take pictures and stuff once I get it set up. I have essentially a shipping table and then a table with my computer and my monitors and everything on. And I'm going to move all the shipping stuff onto my computer table. It's just basically two printers because it's a 9-foot table. And then I'm going to use the printing table as my break table, and I'm going to have everything permanently set up. So I can just, if I want to break on Wednesday, I just send out the email and, turn on the streaming software and go. I don't have to set up the room because it takes a while to do that. So I'll take some pictures and post them online once I get it done. I've got to buy a new desktop and a couple new monitors before I start, but I just want to be able to break a little bit more without, I don't want to have to work 3 hours to break for an hour. So I'm going to have a permanent break set up in the corner of the room. That way, if I feel like breaking for an hour on Wednesday or an hour on Friday because something's released, then I can, and I don't have to kill myself getting everything set up and torn down once it's done. I feel like I'm a roadie for Metallica because I spend like 45 minutes, every Saturday setting everything up, the lighting, the table, all of it. And then after I'm done, I tear it all down before I even start editing videos. So it'll be a lot easier just to have it permanently set up and not have to set it up and take it down every week. So I'm looking forward to having a permanent setup like that. And the room's big enough for it. It's like a 14 by 12 or 14 by 13. It's just our fourth bedroom in the house. Officially, unofficially my office. All right. Well, now that we have been through our list and I have shared with everybody watching my plans and aspirations for the next 6 months, let's open our boxes and see what we get. We'll take this wretched cellophane off that I load with a passion first. Hate that stuff. There is box number 1. Set that there. Here's our second box. So I think these are like the Prism football hangers, and I wasn't even thinking about it. If there's the little promo card on the back, you get the Ricky variation in the pack, and if it isn't, then you don't. And we don't have it on either of these. Darn it. All right. Hanger box number 1. Adjust this light down a little bit. Yeah, it's just one of those quirky things where I just don't want to see Donruss unlicensed. Although I have to admit, I watched a little bit of Chris doing it yesterday, and it looked like the content was nice. So I think the top half of this is vet based, so I'm just going to kind of go through it till we get to the good part in the middle. And I apologize for the lighting. My gosh, I'm about to lose my mind. I don't know how that got so out of whack. So we've got a DeAndre Hunter tribute rookie. Actually, we did get one of the variations. So this is not like Prism football because we have a Tyler Hero, and I believe that's the variation because it's got the solid color background. So we did get one. Hey Eric, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us this evening. I appreciate you taking those last spots in this one. All right. Then we've got a Danilo Gallinari silver. Then we've got a green Nikola Vivujek. I never can pronounce that correct. Hopefully you can see his name on the screen and know who I'm talking about. And then our first purple disco prism is Tristan Thompson. Then we have a Wesley Matthews purple disco. I love these. I think they look fantastic. Then we have a D'Angelo Russell purple disco. And then our last purple disco in hanger box number 1 is George Hill. And then our last card is a Lights Camera Action Russell Westbrook Prism. Awesome. Yeah, he's always entertaining to watch and gets me through many a boring work day for sure. Hanger box number 2. All right. Again, I'm just going to go through the top half since it's vet base. All right, getting to the rookie content. Bruno Fernando rookie. Let's see, Paul Millsap. Dirk tribute. Then we have a Aaron Gordon silver. Then we have a Zach LaVine green prism. Our first purple disco, Murray. And then our next purple disco is Hamidou Diallo, who just got traded to the Pistons. Looks like he's going to get a lot more playing time there, though, which will be great for him. Our next purple disco is Joe Ingles. And then our last purple disco is Jimmy Butler. And then our last card in the box is a Lights Camera Action Nikola Jokic. And that is the Prism version. Alrighty, now that we have been through all of our cards, let's go back through our list and see who got what. There we go. Let's see, we'll start with our inserts first and then go through our rookie cards and then all of our Prism parallels. Did not get a lot of rookie card content in these two boxes. Just sorting out our Prisms real quick. Okay, so our Nikola Jokic Lights Camera Action goes to John. Congrats on that, John. And then our Russell Westbrook Lights Camera Action goes to Eric. Congrats on that, Eric. And then our Tyler Hero Rookie Variation goes to Dwayne. Congrats on that, Dwayne. Then our Bruno Fernando rookie goes to Eric, doubling up. Congrats on that. And then our DeAndre Hunter Tribute rookie goes to Adam. Congrats on that, Adam. So then next, we will go through our silver parallels. We have two, one in each box. First is Aaron Gordon, and that goes to Mike. Congrats on that, Mike. Thanks for joining us again this week. And then next is our Danilo Gallinari silver, and that goes to Josh. Congrats on that, Josh. And then next are two green prisms. First is Nicola. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because it's never right. And that goes to Dwayne, doubling up. Congrats on that. Then our second green prism is Zach Levine. And that goes to Lawrence. Congrats on that, Lawrence. And then next are our purple disco prisms. First is Jimmy Butler, and that goes to Eric with the triple. Congrats on that. And then next is Joe Ingles, and that goes to Daniel. Congrats on that. And then next is Hamidou Diallo, and that goes to Lawrence, doubling up. Congrats on that. And then DeJounte Murray, and that goes to Carlton. Congrats on that, Carlton. And then next is George Hill. That goes to David. Congrats on that, David. And then next is D'Angelo Russell, and that goes to Keith. Congrats on that, Keith. And then next is Wesley Matthews, and that goes to Josh. Doubling up. Congrats on that. And then our last purple disco prism, pardon me, is Tristan Thompson, and that goes to Adam. Doubling up. Congrats on that. Well, alrighty. Well, that concludes our 2019-2020 Hoops Premium Stock Basketball Random Player 2-Hanger Box Break number 3. Thanks to everybody that bought spots in the break. As always, we appreciate you all supporting our breaks the way you do. Thanks to everybody that joined us on the live stream for the break this evening. That does conclude our break schedule for the night. Thanks to everybody that was with us in the stream all evening. As always, we appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat hanging out with us while we opened several boxes of product. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully you'll have a good week ahead. And we'll look forward to seeing you back here on Saturday. We've got the partial schedule there posted on the list, and I will post the schedule for next week all timed out on the blog section of the website probably later tonight. So by all means check that out if you're wondering what we're going to be doing next week. But hope everybody enjoys the rest of your evening. Thanks again, everybody.